I strongly believe that well-applied corporal punishment will instill discipline in our children.
It should it is written in the Bible that don't refuse to give the child a cane in case the child goes astray.
Magoha should have introduced caning as early as last year. The issue of telling us that you now want to introduce caning, actually what were teachers doing down there?
We need to have a conversation on parenting in our country and discipline in our schools.
Mi kama mzazi, mi naona tu Kiboko irudi kwa shule, high school na primary schools. Kwa maana watoto wamekuwa wagaidi.
I'm in for the idea of reintroducing caning because it was already existing.
What I know, punishment should be done with love, and then the child should appreciate why it was done.
Saying that Kiboko must be there because you see, without Kiboko, most of the students are rude.
Following the perpetual indiscipline cases by the school-going children, the government of Kenya is proposing to bring back the corporal punishment in our primary and secondary schools in order to tame the growth of this unbecoming behavior. And now we ask, do you agree with the government idea of reintroducing corporal punishment back to our schools as a way of restoring discipline and morals among our children?
Without Kiboko, most of this.
Well, my name is Samson Otieno and this is Ocean News Opinion Report.
On the basis of the so-called human rights, which human right is there when you want to ban your colleagues in the halls?
If you fail to inflict some pain that will send some signal to the brain of a child, they will continue to grow, become more stupid and more stupid as they grow up.
So in the infliction of pain in high school students would be quite important in realigning them to abide by the discipline measures as provided for in their various schools regulations. And just to add on to it, why would they not reintroduce it in the first place? We have been seeing the rampant strikes happening in high school. Yes?
Don't you think this will bring more problem because people are not used to canes and now you're bringing now canes? Don't you think this will make them even to ban more schools, have problem with the teachers?
No, I'll take you back to the primal preservations of man in all ages. Man is motivated by fear and greed. Fear inflicted by pain brings the results of the consequences of an action. So before they go on an industrial action without proper channels, don't you think they are being trained to be quite immoral citizens?
The issue of caning or not to cane students is something we should not take the center stage of our discussion at this time. That should have been the culture. In fact, Magoha should have introduced caning as early as last year. The issue of telling us that we now want to introduce caning, actually what were teachers doing down there? They were supposed to be caning and thoroughly.
Not just caning.
We talk of corporal punishment. If that can bear fruits, let them do so. They should be given the mandate and power to work without fear or favor. And if any parent is thinking that a child must be pestered, let that parent stay with the child at home instead of wasting other parents' time and resources. A student is somebody who is very funny. If you want to go by a student's opinion, then you will mess up as a teacher or as a parent. They have to be guided. I wonder, gone are the days where we seek opinion from students at what do you want, what can we do to you? I don't know, social group, they want institutions to pester them. No, students should follow the order from above as stipulated in schools. Our forefathers used to be caned. Remember, we used to have teachers. If you could meet a teacher coming from the gate, my friend, if you fail to go and pick a bike from the teacher, then you will be in for a rude shock should the teacher reach the class before you do that. So we used to be caned. And you can see the holistic society which used to be there. A society with all morals, good morals. But now we are breeding in students which lack morals. They lack morals. Actually, caning should start as a core subject before they introduce other subjects. Caning is a common course to all students to take.
As parents, you now bring caning to students who are told me they're not being caned. They wonder, I can't remember when my parents last caned me.
We cannot incorporate all people's aspects of life. People have different styles of lives. There are those who call their kids my grandma, my grandbaby, my grandfather. They call them all those names. But you cannot bring them to a common ground where all students are. Whenever they come there, because all of them are in uniform, they are equal. It cuts across. If a student portray indifferent behavior, must be discredited from the school if caning cannot do it.
I'm in for the idea of reintroducing caning because it was already existing. And the moment when caning, the CS was somehow reluctant on the issue of caning, students began to grow plastic horns, and I quote, in that they emerged with some fishy behaviors of burning down the schools, burning down the dorms, and actually they are the parents feeling the pain.
Mi kama mzazi, mi naona tu viboko irudi kwa shule, high school na primary schools. Kwa maana watoto wamekuwa wagaidi zaidi. Kitambo vile viboko ilikuwa kwa shule, watoto walikuwa na discipline. Sasa hivi ile hakuna viboko kwa shule, watoto hawasikii maneno. Sasa mi naona eri viboko irudi kwa shule, ndio hiyo discipline ya kitambo irudi.
Gain in school is not solutions to the problems that we are encountering at the moment. What I just want to say is that let the school sit down with the management and introduce the guiding and counseling within the school.
Management is good, but it should be done by the parents. Because left to the teachers, we don't know how teachers have been trained to do it, and they're never trained at all. So some met it with anger. What I know, punishment should be done with love, and then the child should appreciate why it was done. I don't like it much, but I think they should look for a way to teach these children, yeah? But charity begins at home. I think where parents have failed is taking their children to boarding schools. Children should be in day school, where at least in the evening they can interact with their parents, share their joys and challenges they faced in school. The parents are in a better position to help compared to the teachers.
Not corporal punishment.
Yeah, they should bring skilled counselors, because here we find in schools, they can tell you they have a teacher who does that, who only excels in one unit and doesn't know the rest. So they should bring skilled counselors who are jobless here, and they can do that job better. Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching our content, and if you're new to this our channel, consider subscribing. You can also share with us your thoughts on the comment section. Until next time, bye bye for now.
The Ocean News for comprehensive feature stories.